Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday episode of our Philippine Stock Market Insights. And in this session, we are going to talk about your favorite stocks. And if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, I am inviting everyone to subscribe. And yeah, so that you're always updated with our daily market insights, right? Let me just invite our friends over at our Facebook page. You're now live. See there. There you have it. Okay. So far, hi Rose. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you'll stay with me throughout the live. So go ahead. You'll be my first. Uh, what do you call that? Requester. Yeah. Share your stocks that you'd like us to review. Although I already have an initial list that our Facebook friends have indicated. There's IDC, we have Sun, FNI, Vita, JFC, and MBT. Hello, Romel. Gandang gabi, pwede po pasilip kay now. Possible bounce po ba? Okay, I have now on my list. There you go. Yep, I already reviewed some of those. But let us go ahead and jump into our request. Okay, so let's have now first. Hi Rose, JFC, Ali, Meg, definitely. JFC, Ali, okay, JFC is already on my list. Ali, Meg, SMPH, HLCM, okay, right. Let me just, right, so let's do the, let's have now first, okay? So there's a chance for now. Let me see over here. Yep. Let's try to observe now tomorrow because it is actually sitting at the support that we have identified for this stock. Notice this part over here. There's a price consolidation, and this used to be a resistance in this area and then created a new support. So I'm thinking it will also test this area one more time before it gives us a good bounce. So your condition tomorrow is if you have not entered in this stock yet, see if most of the action will happen on the upside. Now, if most of the action happens in this area and then moving upwards, then we can say this is indeed the support, and then we're bound to move up. Okay, if most of the action happens below the 3.09 level, then chances are we might go back and fill this gap. Okay, because there is a gap up that happened here. So as we all know, normally a stock revisits a gap and fills the gap. But let's all check what happens tomorrow. So this is the grid because this line has been a support previously and a resistance previously. So it might create a bounce. So let's continue. How about IDC? This one came from our Facebook page, and there is a scheduled dividend play for this stock. So notice over here. So last November 15th is the X date. So the rule of thumb is at any time the system sees you having that stock on the 15th, which is the X date, then you are right away considered or part of those people who will receive the dividend. Now, if let's say on the 15th of November, which was last, I think, Friday, if you exited this trade or this position on the 15th, you are still qualified. Because the only thing that the system records is at any time from the start of the trading hour. If the system sees you being there, then you should already be part of it. And it will be released on the 16th of December. Okay, so let's talk about the possible movement of the stock. Okay, so this area created a resistance, and we have some signs of weakness over here. And chances are it will revisit your MA20 line in this level because there's a resistance in this area. Resistance over here, resistance over here. Yep, and became a support over here. So it might go something like this before it goes up. Hopefully we don't have a price breakdown in this area, right? So this is an area to watch out for. So possible. If you want to enter again in this stock, wait for the price to touch around 5.09 level and then see what the price action is. Ideally, we would want to wait for a confirmation. Let's say it touches this level. Do you see my mouse, guys? Okay, let me just use this cross over here. So if the price touches the 5.11 level and then it stabilizes at that area, your condition there is you should see a green candlestick to confirm that bounce. At least we have an area of focus when we check out the price. Next would be Sun. Okay, what happens to Sun? Alright, so Sun is trying to create a support in the level where it is at right now. A little higher, but it's an area. So let's just hope that this support gets sustained, because the fear there is if there's a price breakdown, it might fill this gap. Okay, and then probably wherever the MA20 line is, that could potentially be your possible bounce. But if we have a price breakdown or a breakdown in the price, next, so I'll just plot 1.30 as the next possible support. So that is the next possible support there. Let's just hide this. And let's also check the condition here. Yep, it's already went down. Okay, your RSI is still a little bit higher or high. So yep, we'd like to stick to our initial analysis. Watch out for what happens at 1.44. If it goes lower than that, the next price to watch out for is the 1.30 level. Okay, hi Romel. Okay, good. I was able to answer your question. Donald, let's add your request. Meralco, DMC, and MBT is already there. Okay, let's jump into the next one. FNI. Oops, no battery. Hold on. Just a moment. No battery. There you go. Okay, be extra careful with FNI. Look at this. It triggered the MA20 line, and we have ended lower than the MA20 level. So let's check. This used to be a resistance over here. So let's check what happens around this level. 1.74, 1.75, a little higher. There you go. Hopefully, it gives us a bounce at that area. But if the market gives us a chance here tomorrow, I would have to say that's a good area to enter. Just do a test buy, and hopefully it doesn't break down. Because the next area to watch out for this stock would be 1.66 because of the consolidation that happened here and here. It created a support at that level also here. Okay, so two key areas to watch out for. But I'm assuming it will just stabilize here, do some sideways before it goes up. All right, Vita. Vita. Okay, for Vita, this is a good sign actually, but we're not out of the woods yet because remember, sometimes it also have something like this. There's a green, but the bearish movement did not really end there. So what we're looking for is something like this. It ends outside the lower Bollinger Band, but the next three candlesticks, one, two, three, has engulfed this red candlestick over here. So that is the kind of formation that we want to see. So with this, I would have to say, let's just wait for a really solid confirmation before we get in. Because I have a feeling, even though this is a doji, there might be, it might challenge or it might go down further. And I'd like us to watch what happens in this area. In this area. Okay? Created a support in this level. Support in this level. And used to be a resistance over here. Okay, so always see this as a rule of thumb. Your previous resistance will now act as a support. Next would be JFC. Okay, let's analyze this piece by piece. In terms of candlestick, we already have some minimal movements here. It started at that level and ended at that level. But still the same concept. We need to see an engulfing candle. So what we want to see is a green candlestick ending higher than the last price. So condition is tomorrow it should start in the same level, and then most of the action should happen on the upside. Something like this. Okay, then we can say, okay, it's already good to enter. But if we have more, or let's say it ends lower than that, then we can say that I'd like to stick to my old support that I've forecasted around 188 pesos area. Because of, I'm going to change that to a weekly chart because of this. This area used to be resistance over here, resistance over here, support over here. So it might potentially test this area first. If there is a price breakdown, then it might continue to go down up to the 188 level. But this is a little lower. So just imagine 188 over here. Very close. It's an area. Okay? So just be extra careful. But overall, if you are an investor, I would have to say that this is already at a very cheap level for JFC. not even bothered by the downward movement. Although, of course, something that we have to face here is that time is an issue. Our money is not growing and time is running, so that thing. Okay. Let's also see that here price is moving downwards, and your RSI is already moving upwards. So yes, it might potentially go down further, but not that deep anymore, because we are already at the oversold to begin with in this area over here. This is already very cheap. Okay, you're at the oversold level. So while people are scared, if you believe in the fundamentals, I think this is the perfect time we uh, accumulate volume. Now let's go and check out MBT. MBT, so I think last week, my sentiment for this one, we felt that it was already giving us some signs of weakness, and indeed it is. So I would have to say that chances are it will continue to dip, and I'd like to plot this area as the next possible area of bounce because of this. So from where it is at right now, we screen it downwards, and then if we see some consolidation supported that level and used to be a resistance, used to be a resistance, used to be a support. Therefore, that is the next possible area of bounce. At the same time, it's also sitting right at the MA20 level. So it might go something like this and go up, provided it does not experience some breakdown in price. All right. Good evening, Romeo. I'll add east west for you. Okay. Um, the next one. So we have MBT, Ali. Hey guys. If you're connected in any trading group, I also would like to highly encourage to share our live session and share this or our Facebook and YouTube page to your friends so that we can also influence them. Okay, and we're now going to review Ali. For Ali, okay, interesting because the area where it is at right now. So tomorrow is going to be a decision making day. Used to be a resistance. This is again another resistance. Used to be a support. Okay. So hopefully, we're not saying that it will definitely bounce. Not yet. We have a double bottom here, but let's check how your RSI reacts. So we are not safe. See this? It's not giving us an upward direction. Rather, it gave us a downward direction. So I would have to say it might experience some price breakdown some more. Okay? So the next area to watch out for from where it is at right now is this area. Okay? 43. 43 point, there you go, that area. Okay, used to be a resistance over here. So check because there is a big chance that it will continue to go down. So 43.11 area is the next area to watch out for. The next one is Meg. Let's check out Meg. Meg is not safe at the moment. Look at this. So constricted Bollinger Band, and then it now triggered the lower Bollinger Band. So check what happens in this area. Okay, this area, guys. Okay, reason why I said that here. one over here, used to be a resistance over here. There you go. Support in this area, support in this area. So it might go back and revisit this. Okay, so 4.51 is the next area to watch out for. um, SMPH. SMPH. Okay. Still, this is a difficult to interpret. Still at the resistance level. Okay, so I see now. Let me just clear this. This, I see a resistance now. Let's check out this first. Okay, the reason why I said that is because this one, there's a resistance here, some resistance over here, and here. At the same time, notice this area, each time it lands in this level, there's a rejection that happened. Okay, so, and besides, we're already way above the long-term support here. So it might rest for a while, guys. So if you have entered in this level, consider taking profit, as for several days we've encountered some rejection in this level. However, one thing to consider though is that sometimes you also have what we call a breakout day. If price starts, let's say, higher than this tomorrow and most of the action happens on the upside, then we can say now we have a brand new wave, and it might have something like this as a direction before it continues to go up. Okay, but look at your RSI. Let's just look at this area, just this area, okay? And then you check out your RSI. It's also giving us a downward direction. Just in this area, okay? From here to here. So be extra careful. Consider taking profit so that you have an extra buying power when it goes down. If you like just half of it. HLCM. HLCM. Okay. You're interesting. I just don't like the this MA20. Your MA20 line is pointing downwards. Okay, do you see that? It's facing downwards, facing downwards. So be extra careful as it might rest for a while. Although, yeah, it might rest for a while. We're still at the we're at the oversold area, but your MA20 is giving us some signs of weakness over here, and there's also no volume. So people might take profit because it has been on a very steep bullish movement over here. So it's not forever. At the same time, look at this. See. Yeah, it's on the decline over here. So yeah, consider taking profit if you believe in this stock in the long term, or yeah, as an investor, just partially take profit, and then when it goes down, you can buy some more. Or if you want, just leave it as is, and if you have extra buying power, wait for it to go down and probably in this level before it goes up, because I see possible support in this area, right? So again, if you're a long-term investor, you wouldn't mind these dips because you believe in the fundamentals of the company, And so what you can do is just wait for it to dip, and then if you have a confirmed bounce, then that's the time you enter. However, if you're budgeting your buying power, um, take profit partially and then use the buying power to buy some more at a very cheap price or at a cheaper price. Next, Meralco. Meralco, we're not safe yet. Okay, let us see. But I would have to say it's not long. It won't be long until the time we see a possible reversal. The reason why I said that is concept of RSI and Bollinger Band. While the price is going down, your RSI is already giving us some bullish divergence. See that? So it might stabilize in this area first, create a support before it goes up. That's what I see. Overall, oh, yeah, we also have a resistance here, and then possibly this support. So I would have to say this is the area that we can, or slightly higher than that. So, yep, watch out what happens tomorrow because I think it's really near the possible reversal that we have been waiting for. For DMC, what about DMC? Price going down. Yeah, it's almost the same story. Price is going down and RSI is moving up. Okay, see that? Do you see that? See? So, let's wait for I would have to say let's wait for a green engulfing candlestick before we enter. But, like in the area where it is at right now, I think it's worth really observing. It's worth observing. Let's draw a line at 750. And then your condition is tomorrow. It has to start higher than that, and most of the action should happen on the upside. Then we can say, okay, yeah, it is already bouncing. Or next, east west. East west. So, do you have any other requests, guys? So, I'm thinking of what game should we have each time we have uh, a daily market insights. So I think feel free to make recommendations. I'm thinking of just for those people who would always stay with me all throughout the live session. I'm thinking at the end of the session I will have a quiz like a Q&A, and whoever can answer, then of course the first person who can answer, or I'm thinking we'll raffle it off, I will get the prize. Just let me know your thoughts. You can even make suggestions because I want our group to be engaged, and we'll have a lot of exciting stuff to do so that investing, trading shouldn't be boring. Right. So east west. Before I transition to Romeo's next request, Romeo, our east west is giving us some signs of weakness. This is the resistance that we have here, and there you go. Because of this, right? At one point, this was a resistance over here. So I'd like us to plot a possible area of bounce at the 12.76. So I'm not sure at what level or what price you entered at, but I would have to say there's a big chance that it will revisit the 12.76 level. It might continue to go down over here and then transition in the upside. Okay, let's also check DNL, IRC, Shell PH. Okay, DNL. DNL also has a resistance at 8.87. So, So, it might revisit your MA20 . 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 So, it mi This is our possible bonds. Okay, 8.64 level is the next possible area to watch out for, as it might bounce at that level. So it might continue to go down first. Okay, the next one would be IRC. You have IRC earlier? No. Okay. IRC. Okay. Your lower Bollinger Band is actually the next support that we see here. The reason for that is this. Price consolidating at that level. So it might test the 1.33 as the next possible support. So I'd like us to wait for a confirmed or a confirmation that it will indeed bounce. But overall, what can I say? We're at a very cheap level for this stock. And look at that. Triple bottom that is about to happen in this stock. And while it does that, look at your RSI over here. Even up to here, right? Let's do that again. Extend it up to here. Price first, second, and then third, possible third over here. So what we want to expect is if it touches around 1.33, we would like to see the same pattern on your RSI. It should still go in an upward movement. Alright. Then you have Shell pH. Shell pH. Okay, your shell pH, it might test the 31.44 level. See that? Or 31.36 because it's an area, right? So let's see if it touches that level. Let's also observe what happens on your RSI. Because right now it's giving us that upward direction. So first, and then let's say it touches this again. That's your second. Okay, so 31.31 is the next possible area that this stock might test. Let's check out X. I think this is from Rose. Okay. Or PX. Oh, PX. PX, we're not very safe yet. It's triggering the lower band. I think it will see this because there's a gap up that happened here. Gap up. So it's now revisiting that. So let's see if this or this. This could be, yeah. The next area to watch out for is this. Yep. Used to be a support here. Used to be a support over here. Yep, there you go. And then it became a previous resistance that became a support. So yep, that should be the next possible area to watch out for. Now let's see if it does not break that price. Otherwise, it might go down further. And the next area to watch out for would be around this level, 2.87. Or this level first, because there is a price consolidation that happened here. But definitely, I would like to say that let's stay away for now, as we might have some more downward movements for this stock. Okay. Any other requests, guys? Let me also check ISM. Do we have ISM? Oh, not yet. I'd like to add ISM, ATN, MRC. Okay, for ISM, so giving us that sideways movement, this stock is just really waiting for uh, the actual live of their business, right? If they start to accept subscribers, chances are that's when the big moves will happen. So still doing a flat line movement here, actually. Yep, no volume as well. ATN. For ATN, stay away for now. There's a massive sell-off, and we're at the oversold area. But yeah, we understand that when you're down there in the RSI, it's already oversold, and normally people will say, okay, it's already a buy signal, but not yet, because it can continue to go down. It can have something like this. It just lingers down here for several days or even months or weeks, just to create a stabilization in that level before it goes up. Okay, so I'd like to say, yeah, we will wait first. I'm thinking when we have the volume and then a good catalyst, that's when this stock will also start moving. This stock is associated with the build projects of the government. So we're so dependent in those things. Now let's talk about MRC. As some of us here may have some positions in MRC. MRC also giving us the same pattern. It's triggering the lower Bollinger Band, so we're not very safe yet. Although, look at that. It went all the way down here, 0.2305. I think people felt that, hey, that's too much, it's too deep, and too cheap. So it bounced. But for us to say that it's officially going to reverse, we want to see another candlestick ending inside the Bollinger Band, and it should be higher than the previous day's candlestick. You see that? Okay, it has to be higher, engulfing this previous day's candlestick. But hopefully, because we're already way down there at the oversold area, let's just hope that it will reverse soon, right? So, yep. Do you have any other requests, guys? There. Thank you, Miss JD. It's always good to hear you live. Yep. My request. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, you're always very supportive, and you guys are my inspiration. Aside from me, of course, honing my own skill, it's the idea of sharing this knowledge to all of us. We all learn together. We all learn from one another. So yeah, that's a good practice. Maybe we can also share this to our friends in our groups, right? So FLI for Romeo. I'm not sure if I've discussed that. Okay, let's discuss it for Romeo. FLI. FLI. Okay, FLI, we're not very safe yet, Romeo, because look at this. Your RSI, your uh, the last day's candlestick, which is today, ended outside of the lower Bollinger Band. But I would have to say we're not very far from the next support that I see, which is at the 1.51 level. 1.51. Okay, so we're not very far. Now, if the price touches that level, see if your RSI is still giving us this kind of pattern, upward direction. And we can say, okay, we might be facing a possible reversal soon. So wait for it. Maybe the market will give us a chance at the 1.51 before it officially bounces over there. Okay? Because this area is a solid support. For several days, price has been just sitting in that level. Okay? So I think, yes, there you have it. Thank you guys for joining me. And see you again tomorrow. And you have a good night. Bye bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Okay? Bye bye for now.